So as I've said in my previous few videos, please ignore the mess behind me and the fact that this is a really poor quality recording. I'm currently moving house, all my usual equipment is packed away. But I wanted to talk about Birds of Prey before kind of it's all out of my head, and I've been watching a lot of people's reviews on this to try and see if it really is as hated as kind of it seems to be. And really, unfortunately, the short answer to that is yes, it basically is. And I think there are two main reasons for that one. And one of them I understand, one of them I'm not the right person to understand, but I do appreciate where that opinion is coming from. So the first one is that people just seem to think that the narrative wasn't very good and the story wasn't very well told. And I completely agree with that. And I'll talk more about that in a second. But the other reason why a lot of people feel let down by the film is because it was very much the Harley Quinn film. And so much so, the film has actually been retitled slightly. But for me, I wasn't that bothered that Harley was the main attraction in the film, or the main kind of, she was our main protagonist. Antagonist? Would you call Harley a protagonist? I'm not sure. But for me, that's why I wanted to see the film. But if you were expecting more from some of the other characters, then yes, I completely understand why a lot of people have been disappointed by that. But as a Harley fan, I think it went well. Margot Robbie did a very good job with the character, and very, very well acted character. We didn't get to see too many of the other characters, and I feel like there were too many characters that we didn't really get to meet properly. We had little bits of them. The younger character whose name I can't remember, I'm not that familiar with these other characters and their own stories. I thought she was great. My favourite scene in the entire film, and maybe the fact that this is my favourite scene might not say very much about the film, but it's the one in the shopping mall, or in the supermarket, sorry. And there was a point where, I think it was that scene, where Harley Quinn looked directly at the camera. And it was just so lovely. I do like the fact that it's narrated by Harley. I think it works well. There were bits of the film that I thought, well, that felt a little bit out of character for Harley, but on the whole, as a Harley Quinn film, I thought it was good. Unfortunately, the narrative itself was not that great. Visually, though, the film worked well. The costumes kind of really brought this to life, especially Harley Quinn's. She has some incredible costumes that I prefer to her Suicide Squad getup. And I should say that as a DC fan, I loved Suicide Squad. As a DC fan, I didn't mind Birds of Prey. The marketing for this was brilliant. I missed out on seeing Margot Robbie by one day. When I was in Hollywood, I was right next to the Hollywood and Highlands Centre, and they had this whole Harleywood, as they called it, like set up to promote the film, and Margot Robbie was there the day after I left, which is slightly irritating. But apart from the costume, there wasn't really much going for it. The marketing was incredible. Yes, that was fantastic. Margot Robbie acting, brilliant. The supermarket scene, great stuff. Everything else just completely let itself down. They could have done so much more with this. We just have to remember, as bad or as disappointing as Birds of Prey may seem, it's not as bad as Cats.